The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. The fears are paper tigers. You can do anything you decide to do. You can act to change and control your life, and the procedure, the process, is its own reward. Women, like men, should try to do the impossible. And when they fail, their failure should be a challenge to others. Anticipation, I suppose, sometimes exceeds realization. Never interrupt someone doing what you said couldn't be done. The most effective way to do it is to do it. Adventure is worthwhile in itself. To worry is to add another hazard. Women must pay for everything. They do give more glory than men for comparable feats, but they also give more notoriety when they crash. Never do things others can do, and will do if there are things others cannot do or will not do. The stars seem near enough to touch, and never before have I seen so many. I always believed the lure of flying is the lure of beauty, but I was sure of it that night. The woman who can create her own job is the woman who will win fame and fortune. After midnight, the moon set, and I was alone with the stars. I have often said that the lure of flying is the lure of beauty, and I need no other flight to convince me that the reason flyers fly, whether they know it or not, is the aesthetic appeal of flying. Better do a good deed near at home than go far away to burn incense. Courage is the price that life exacts for granting peace. The more one does and sees and feels, the more one is able to do, and the more genuine may be one's appreciation of fundamental things like home, and love, and understanding companionship. The soul that knows it not, knows no release from little things. The soul's dominion? Each time we make a choice, we pay with courage to behold restless day and count it fair. Flying might not be all plain sailing, but the fun of it is worth the price. There is so much that must be done in a civilized barbarism like war. Aviation, this young modern giant, exemplifies the possible relationship of women and the creations of science. Although women have not taken full advantage of its use and benefits, air travel is as available to them as to men. There are two kinds of stones, as everyone knows, one of which rolls. Obviously, I faced the possibility of not returning when first I considered going. Once faced and settled, there really wasn't any good reason to refer to it. In soloing, as in other activities, it is far easier to start something than it is to finish it. One of my favorite phobias is that girls, especially those whose tastes aren't routine, often don't get a fair break. It has come down through the generations. An inheritance of age-old customs, which produce the corollary that women are bred to timidity. Among all the marvels of modern invention, that with which I am most concerned is, of course, air transportation. Flying is perhaps the most dramatic of recent scientific attainment. In the brief span of 30-odd years, the world has seen an inventor's dream first materialized by the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk become an everyday actuality. I have often been asked what I think about at the moment of takeoff. Of course, no pilot sits and feels his pulse as he flies. He has to be part of the machine. If he thinks of anything but the task in hand, then trouble is probably just around the corner. Aviation offered such fun as crossing the continent in planes large and small, trying the whirling rotors of an autogyro, making record flights. With these activities came opportunity to know women everywhere who shared my conviction that there is so much women can do in the modern world and should be permitted to do irrespective of their sex. Mostly, my flying has been solo, but the preparation for it wasn't. Without my husband's help and encouragement, I could not have attempted what I have. Ours has been a contented and reasonable partnership, he with his solo jobs and I with mine, but always with work and play together, conducted under a satisfactory system of dual control. By adventuring about, you become accustomed to the unexpected. The unexpected then becomes what it really is, the inevitable. In my life, I had come to realize that, when things were going very well indeed, It was just the time to anticipate trouble. And, conversely, I learned from pleasant experience that at the most despairing crisis, when all looked sour beyond words, some delightful break was apt to lurk just around the corner. Preparation, I have often said, is rightly 2/3 of any venture. My ambition is to have this wonderful gift produce practical results for the future of commercial flying and for the women who many want to fly tomorrow's planes. You haven't seen a tree until you've seen its shadow from the sky. In soloing, as in other activities, it is far easier to start something than it is to finish it.